today's video, this is going to be on how to prep your furniture so that you can paint it. I think this is probably one of the #1 questions we get asked is, do I have to prep my piece? And if I have to prep my piece, what is involved? Do I have to remove all of the old finish off of it? Do I need to prime it? Do I need to sand it? There's a lot of questions people ask, so I thought, you know, with this video, let's start right from the very beginning. And I have to start by saying, there is no such thing as no prep paint. So if there is a paint company up there that says, you know, you don't have to do anything, you can just paint it, that is just not true. I mean, it's bad advice if you ask me. I think that there's a lot of times you don't have to do much for prep, but you always should do something. If not anything else, you need to clean your piece, and that is considered prep. So it's not just, a lot of times people say, well, that's common sense, you should remove the dust. It's not just the dust you need to remove. The next thing is it depends on your substrate, which in English means what type of surface are you painting? Is it a pine piece? Is it a mahogany style piece? Is it a walnut or an oak style piece? Does it have wax on it already? Has it been painted? Has it been painted in an oil-based paint? There's a lot of variables. So I think it's not, I don't want you to get overwhelmed because it's not that complicated, but just know that a little bit of prep does definitely go a long way. It makes a huge difference on the outcome and the success of your finished piece. So to start with, we're going to talk about what you need to do for proper prep. First and foremost, you need to clean your piece. So we recommend cleaning it with a product called TSP, which is trisodium phosphate. Now, I am a Fusion Mineral Paint and a Miss Mustard Seed Milk Paint store, so we do carry these products, and they're amazing, which is one of the reasons why I retail them. And you will see in most of my videos, I am utilizing these types of paint products. Now, TSP can be bought anywhere. The one thing that I like about this particular one is it's phosphate-free and it's concentrated. So you only need 2 capfuls of this for a liter of water. So this lasts a very long time. What we do is we pre-mix it. This is just an old window cleaner bottle. So we literally added a couple capfuls, filled it with water, and now I have my TSP in a spray bottle ready to go. The other thing you can do is take a little bucket of warm water, add a couple capfuls, and you can use that to rinse your piece down. So I'm going to be doing that to this piece here momentarily, because we're going to use this piece as an example on how to prep the entire thing. But I do want to talk about other types of wood as well. So cleaning it, first and foremost. Then when it comes to sanding your piece, if your piece has a little bit of a shine to it, which a lot of finishes do, but obviously a heavily lacquered piece has more shine than a primitive piece that has probably most of the original finish worn off. So something like this chair here that's a pine chair, if I wanted to paint this, I would clean it first with a TSP product. This piece, again, is not super shiny. However, after I clean it, I would still give it a scuffed sand with the sandpaper. Now this one is 180 grit. That is probably, that 150 is what I use a lot. All I'm doing is roughening up the surface to give the paint what they call tooth, something to bite to, something to grip on, so that if it's too slick, you don't want your paint just to almost like slide off easily or scratch off easily. You don't want to invest time into painting it and then it not adhere well. So again, if it's not very shiny, sometimes you can skip that step. But no matter what, clean it. Then if you have a piece that is kind of like this, say it's a mahogany piece and you want to paint it white. One of the things that you don't want to do is to sand this piece. Now that seems contradictory. Here I said sand it if it's shiny, here I'm saying not. Mahogany, cedar wood, pine that has the knots, and cherry wood. Some of those things that have either red tannins or knots, if you're painting them white, will bleed through your surface and turn your paint pink as it dries. Super frustrating. So in order to eliminate that, you clean your piece first. No matter what, you're going to clean that piece. Then instead of sanding it, you are going to seal the red tannins or the knots in with a bin shellac primer product. This is definitely the best product that we can find. It does come in a spray can as well, and it comes either white or clear. I would use it as white because underneath my paint, obviously I'm painting white on top. This just makes it so that I don't need as many coats of the paint. You don't want to sand it first because what you're doing is you're just opening up those tannins even more, and you may need even more than one coat of shellac. So just leave it, add one coat of this on, and you're good to go. Now, we're painting this black, so we don't need to add the shellac to this piece. We just need to clean it, and in this case, I can roughen up the surfaces because we are not going to be turning our black paint pink. So any darker color, we don't need to worry about sealing it, and sanding it does not hurt. So those are a couple things to keep in mind. So clean it first and then sand, okay? Then the last one is if you have a piece of furniture that's been previously painted in a chalk-based paint. A lot of times people nowadays, you know, it's common to have painted things in chalk paint. For chalk paint to be sealed, it has to be waxed. Well, if you want to paint on top of a waxed piece of furniture, you have to remove the wax. Again, this is just science. It is a pain in the butt, so a lot of times I don't like adding wax to my furniture because I know that if I ever want to change the color, I have to remove the wax. You can try sanding it off. It gums up your sandpaper over time. I find the best thing is to use mineral spirits. It does come odorless as well. This one is not odorless, so it does stink a little bit, but it softens the wax, and you can try to soak it with that, scrape a lot of it as off as you can with a scraper, still sand it off, but you need to remove that wax so that your first coat of paint is going to stick very well. So that is really what's involved with proper prep. So it doesn't take a lot of effort. It just takes a little bit of time, but you just definitely will reap the benefits because your paint will stick for a very long period of time. You'll have durability, and that is ultimately super important. So as an example, we're going to be doing this piece. So I'm going to show you how I actually clean this piece. This is not rocket science. Then I'm going to actually sand this. So this is just our TSP that was concentrated, that we've diluted down just with water. And I am just going to spray that on my surface. Start with just the top. And I just have an old painter's rag, an old t-shirt, anything like that would work. And I really just want to give it a good cleaning. The thing is in the past, a lot of people cleaned furniture with Pledge, or they used Murphy's oil soap or an orange oil product. Those types of residues make it so paint doesn't stick very well. Okay, because this piece is going black, I'm going to give it a light sanding as well. Okay, so I'm just going to start with this. So again, this is a 180 grit. You don't have to have this little tool. It does just make it easier because it's a nice flat surface. You can simply use a sanding block. You can even use a palm sander that speeds up the process, or just do it with your hand. Fold the sandpaper in half. So I am just roughening up this surface. I'm trying to take down some of the shine that this piece may have had. And it definitely had a little bit of shine. The other thing that I'm not sure if it picks up is there's a couple little nicks that just through time, it got a little bit of wear. So that's why painting this black, our nice coal black made by Fusion Mineral Paint, is going to really update this piece. Okay, so we're done sanding this piece. I would say that took maybe 5 minutes in total. We completely went through a couple squares of sandpaper sanding this piece down, so just know that overall, I guess that was one full sheet of sandpaper. I went to and wet down a couple of these shop cloths. I also went and got a bucket of just warm water and another rag. So I'm not using my TSP product for this. I am simply just removing the dust with water. So either of these would work. And I just want to again clean off all that dust. Again, getting in the nooks and crannies where the dust may be at this point is very important. So there you go. That is what you would consider proper prep of a piece. Now, the only other product I want to touch on at this point in time is there are certain pieces that are really hard to paint. So Fusion's come up with a product called Ultra Grip. Ultra Grip, in a nutshell, makes the impossible possible to paint. So say you have things like glass or metal or plastic or a laminate, like maybe you want to paint a melamine IKEA piece of furniture. This is great for that. So you would take a sponge. This is actually a terry cloth covered sponge. These are great for applying this. You would put this in the water, clean water, wring it out so it's damp, squeeze a little bit of this product. This is pure acrylic resin, so resin is what makes the product stick really well to furniture. So I squeeze some on, and you literally just wipe a thin coat over top of your piece. Let that dry, and you're good to go. So stay tuned for the next video. In the next video, we're going to continue working on this project, and we're going to go over the basics of furniture painting. We're going to also talk about the difference between using furniture paint versus just using wall paint. So if you want to see that video, you tune in for next week because we'll be posting that one soon. Take care. Bye-bye.